What's good, everybody? It's your boy J754, and happy Halloween to all you people that celebrate it. Now, to be honest, I almost completely forgot to make a Halloween video, and I don't even know this video is gonna make it in time, but we'll see. Hopefully it does. But anyway, I was trying to just be like, what should we make for a Halloween special? And honestly, I thought about a bunch of ideas. Maybe I should just make a scary video, or maybe I should just talk about something else entirely, or just ignore Halloween, not upload today. But I decided, I kind of skipped this the first time around doing YouTube, so I think it's only right if I give you guys a Halloween episode. So and we're going to be covering something that I actually mentioned way back in the early days of doing YouTube, and that is a series that is relevant to the holiday. And that series is called Toshi Densetsu. Now, if you know about Toshi Densetsu, you would know that it has a lot of things with urban legends. Now, when we talk about this series, and the series is straight up hentai. Now, you're probably like, how in the world is this gonna be like anything related to do with like Halloween and scary stuff? It probably won't, but high-key, you're gonna probably have another reason to go back and watch this hentai if you haven't already. So, without any further ado, we're going to be talking about 3 different types of urban legends, the realistic history of them, and also what happens in the show. And we're going to basically, it's kind of like Rate the Waifu, except a little bit more detailed, but that's pretty much what we're going to go on with today. And we're going to be talking about Hanako of the toilet, Hashaku, I hope I said her name right, I don't know. And we're also going to be talking about Sadako. And that's pretty much what we're going to cover on this. So, before we begin, we need to cover an actual urban legend and an actual horror story to keep everything pretty much on the same level. So, hit that horror music. Thank you. Now, let's talk about the urban spirits of Akamanto. If you are in a public bathroom right now, or if you're just sitting down in a school bathroom, you might want to get up and go and hurry and finish your business, because Akamanto is coming. So, the story goes like this. You go to the bathroom, a public one or a school one, and if you're in there, if someone asks you a question, do you want the red paper or the blue paper? And if you say you want the red paper, and if you have no paper at all, then dear Lord, it's going to be the most painful thing of your entire life. Seriously, you will be stabbed multiple times until your entire body is just purified and bathed in blood, and it will be covered you'll be covered in head to toe. But if you decide to go with the blue paper, then dear Lord, it's again the most painful thing you'll ever go through. So this time, you won't be stabbed to death, but you'll be strangled. You'll be strangled really hard, like Kaede. Damn you, Junko. It's like Junko on a Wednesday. She's gonna be strung out, except while she's feeling pleasure and despair and probably coming in her pants, you're not gonna feel that. You're gonna feel very bad and very choked out and not having the air to live anymore. So, yeah. But if you decide to take no paper at all, or run away, or just ignore him, then he'll leave. And that is how you beat Akamanto. So hopefully that helps you today if you're in a public bathroom. If you are, I feel sorry for you. But you know what the real big horror thing about the public bathroom is that no one cleaned up after themselves. So anyway, let's begin the actual what we need to talk about. So the first one we're going to talk about is Hanako. Hanako is pretty iffy, if I could say so. To be honest, when we look at the real urban legend of her, apparently, I believe the story was that in World War II, there was a girl playing hide and seek with a couple of her friends in the bathroom. And apparently, when the bombs dropped close in that area, shaking and destroying pretty much that school, and it said that she was dead and buried there for pretty much, she died and was buried underneath the bathroom in the school. Then years and years later, after the World War had happened, and after all that horrible stuff that happened over there, apparently her spirit lives on through toilets. And basically, if you so happen to run into Hanako-chan, then you most likely will die and be dragged to hell. Because her hand is going to be sticking out of the toilet while you taking a nice and decent crap, and then boom, her hand is going straight through your asshole and literally ripping you through to hell. That is not a pleasant way to go. I'll be honest. That sounds very uncomfortable. Just know, she's basically fingering you, no, fisting you to hell. That is not a great way. So that is the logical and pretty much real story of our urban legend. But what about in the hentai version? Well, apparently in this version, the elementary school teacher says, hey, it's a good idea to go ahead and let the kids go off, except for Hanako-chan, because I got a big gift to give her. You obviously know what I should talk about. And this guy, again, is an elementary school teacher. I think you know what's one, and if you know that this is all a hentai, I'm pretty sure you know what's going to happen next, and it's not going to be pleasant. While the teacher was planning out the you-know-what, Hanukkah was actually going to give a letter to the boy she liked. However, the teacher came in, basically just started putting her on the table, on the desk, and basically, you know what happens. McDonald's got rat paid that day. Anyway, she ended up dying because she couldn't take it, and yeah. Then years later happened, and basically she starts haunting this teacher, another teacher, that basically is not the same guy, but she starts haunting this teacher, and basically she wants to ascend to heaven and finally go away. Although that did not happen, it did bring in a lot of hentai moments, and obviously you know what to expect. But she did not leave his side, because he, unlike the teacher that McDonald's rat paid her, this guy is a nice one. He's a good guy. He doesn't want to do anything like that, not on purpose. And they start building a really good, nice relationship with each other. Even though she's a spirit and a ghost and whatever, they both really hit it off really nicely. And hopefully, and that even carries on that they have a good relationship to the end of the series, into the end of the anime series, which is really good. So that's nice. She got a happy ending, and she got a cat on the side. That's great. So, but that beginning, that was kind of bad, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, that's basically Hanako wrapped up. To be honest, Hanako can change forms, and she does look quite nice when she does. So, I'm not gonna lie, Hanako, she's like I would say about a 7 out of 10. Not gonna lie. Looking pretty great when she's an adult. Yeah, you gotta clap it up. Alright, now, number 2 on our list. And this is probably the most obvious one of obvious people, which is Sadako. Now, obviously, you already know the history and lore behind Sadako if you watched enough horror movies or seen something like The Ring. You pretty much know what Sadako is. She's basically, I believe, if I'm correct, basically, there's a VHS, you end up watching it, and somehow some girl just be on screen, and it's like a well or something like that, and you don't really know what's happening. Then the story kind of varies at some points, because sometimes it's like either 7 days, it's gonna be like she comes out of the TV and come and kill you, or when you just put the VHS in, she'll just slowly crawl out the well and come after you, come out the well, go where the TV is at, where the camera is pointing at when you're looking through the TV, and she'll just appear and come out of the TV to kill you however she kills you. That's the normal version of Sadako that everyone knows. Everyone knows about this story. She's like the most iconic, one of the most iconic urban legends, if not the most iconic urban legends of all time. However, that's a bit of a different story in this hentai here, because some guy ends up finding this VHS and pretty much plays it. Same thing happens, except I believe Sadako stumbles and falls, or she does something that knocks herself out. I'm not really sure. It's been a minute since I've seen it. But basically, she's knocked out, incapacitated, and the guy just put her on her bed. Then goes to town on her when she's not awake. So basically, Sadako just getting, handled by the time she wakes up and realizes what's going on, and things jump from one thing to another. So basically, after she wakes up, she realizes that what's happening here, and she explains why she needs to do better as a ghost, because since the world is advancing into a technology age where it's more advanced and people are using the internet and stuff like that a lot more, she wanted to try to boost stuff and bring back her popularity by using new age equipment like a phone to record and upload to the internet, so she could be just as scary as she used to be. Now, the only problem with that is it turned into an H scene, so you pretty much know what happened. You can kind of assume. Basically, instead of making a horror tape, they made a whole sex tape, and it got really questionable if you're not into certain things at time, because Sadako can also change how she looks, she can turn into a lolly, which she got banged and things happen and stuff that really just it's just hentai. It's just hentai. That's all it is. It's just hentai. And basically, they made a whole sex tape video and posted it, and the guy got in trouble after he got done getting busy with Sadako. So yeah, this was so basically, really, if we're really just going off of this, because she makes, I think, two more appearances after this, including the final episode with everybody else. This was Sadako. I will say, again, kind of the same thing with Hanukkah. Changing forms is a really good option if you're into that. So, I mean, and then not only can Sadako change into a adult or a lolly, she can also take a form of someone else as well, like Hanako in the last episode. So, you got more options than you do with Hanako herself. So, really, I would probably give her an 8. I would probably give her an 8 just because she can have that, or maybe not an 8. I guess I would say a 7.1, mainly because she could change into another person. That's one more thing that Hanako can't do versus Sadako, so I guess a 7.1. Although I'm not sure that she kills people in this universe, where she do things. But if that is the case, then yeah, then okay. But yeah, Sadako, I guess a 7.1. That would have to fit for her. Not really too much different, but it's how it is. Which brings us to our last character in our last urban legend, and one of my favorite stories, to be honest, Hashaku, or Hashaku, something like that. I'm calling her Hashaku because I think that's how it's pronounced, or that's what I'm going to keep calling her because that's how it is. Anyway, Hashaku is basically this tall, kinda lanky ghost that is basically hunting down small children, mainly guys, and basically she just anytime you see her, you're pretty much done for. She will start haunting you. Now, the thing about her is she doesn't appear just anywhere. She's just she usually appeared in a village that she first appeared in a village that she was sealed in, and then just start appearing around there, haunting children, taking them away, and whatever else she did. And also try to, really just disturb the neighborhood, right? And basically, they try to put this child in a room, seal him or her up, and basically put salt around the room so she cannot get into that room and harm the child. Although she has many unique tricks, not only just to have long range when she's reaching, because she reminds me of that one person in Sam Showdown, but she also can have the voice of loved ones as well, and you could be easily fooled and be like, oh, they could be like, oh, you can come out now, and then it's really her and she's gonna get you. So that's one big thing about her. And really, the only way to like beat her is to seal her. And even that's not proven successful, because really there's no way to beat her, because she just might get out again. And the other real way to just get away from her, the only real way to escape, is just to leave wherever you live and live somewhere else far away. That way you don't get hunted anymore, and that way she will leave you alone as long as you don't go back to that place where she haunted you. Even though that's kind of a bit of a dick move, but you know, it is what it is. However, again, there's no real definitive way to beat her. She usually comes in the form of wearing like a white gown outfit in a white hat. She also turned into a guy, so that's a thing as well. But most of the stories are been about her being like some kind of lady. So, and that's the real world aspect of her. But in the hentai sort of sense, she is my favorite ghost. I mean, okay, clearly this anime has some sort of lolly shota fetish. I'm not gonna lie, because that's what happened here with a shota. And basically the shota was, like, as said in the story, got haunted by Hashaku, except she was way more friendly and way more nice and way more likable. And honestly, I wish I could get haunted by her if that was the case. To be honest, I think Hashaku is probably like my favorite ghost in this entire series. This was probably my favorite episode in this entire series as well, too, because Hashaku just looked thick, sexy, and everything in between. She's everything I could ever want in a ghost if I choose to go down the urban legend ghost trail and smash. So this is she is absolutely top tier #1 pick. Only problem is that she just mainly goes after shotas, which sucks. Yeah, Hashaku, she's only going after those type of people, and it's kind of sad how in the ending of her story, or weird, or whatever the hell you want to come up with this, because this entire anime is kind of weird. But the thing is about her is that even though she smashed all the people she wanted to smash, the sad thing about it is people end up over time forgot her, and she basically just, no one ever just goes anywhere near her anymore and just don't do anything with her. So she just basically goes around trying to find each person to basically send off to manhood, because that's what basically her original intent was. I believe, if I'm correct, was that Hashaku was meant to send off kids to manhood and things like that. Well, unfortunately, she was forgotten in the past, and now she just roams around just to see who's available to go up again to manhood. And yeah, there's not really much to explain. Hashaku is probably the best girl out of this entire series. Honestly, I don't really see anybody topping her, and just to be fair, she's the thickest, sexiest one. I'm being honest. She is. And that's just really how it is. If you don't like Hashaku, and if you don't want to smash her in this series, you are absolutely insane. So yes, Hashaku is #1 top tier pick. Don't see anybody topping her. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to list in this video. Hopefully you did enjoy this, and hopefully you did learn something out of this with the urban legends. You know, it's like a Rate the Waifu, but it's not. It's more like a Spook the Waifu, really, because, you know, they're not really like alive or anything. They're like ghosts. But anyway, hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out. And until then, this was your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day. What was that?